Most of what you truly want in life is hiding behind some kind of discomfort. The difficult conversation, the first day at the gym, the rejection risk, the confusing new skill, the painful self-reflection. You know this. You have seen it in your own life. The moments when you grew the most were not comfortable moments. They were the times when you were scared, uncertain, maybe even embarrassed, but you moved anyway. And still, most days, we spend a lot of energy trying to avoid discomfort. We choose the easy conversation. We delay the hard task. We stay where it is familiar, even if it is not good. Today, I want to talk about the power of choosing discomfort on purpose. Not because suffering is beautiful, not because you should be hard on yourself all the time, but because avoiding the right kind of discomfort quietly destroys your future. By the way, if you enjoy using English not just as a language, but as a way to think more clearly and grow as a person, you can subscribe and keep these reflections close to your routine. Let us begin. First, we need to make an important distinction. There is destructive discomfort, and there is constructive discomfort. Destructive discomfort is the pain you feel because you are harming yourself, or staying in harm, staying in a toxic relationship, working in a place that abuses you without limits, using substances that destroy your health, letting people cross all your boundaries. This is not the discomfort I'm inviting you to choose. Constructive discomfort is different. It is the discomfort that comes when you leave your comfort zone in service of something that matters. Going to therapy and facing old pain, admitting a mistake, learning a new skill and feeling stupid at first, saying no when you usually say yes, telling someone how you really feel, waking up earlier to work on your project. This kind of discomfort is not random. It has a purpose. It stretches you in a direction you actually want. So when we talk about choosing discomfort, we are talking about choosing constructive discomfort. Now, why do we avoid discomfort so much? Because your brain is built to prefer short-term safety. It does not like risk. It does not like uncertainty. It does not like effort without immediate reward. So when you think, I should study, your brain says, or we could scroll and feel good right now. When you think, I should talk to them about this problem, your brain says, or we could avoid conflict and keep peace for today. When you think, I should try this new thing, your brain says, or we could stay here where nothing bad happens. Your brain is not evil. It is trying to protect you. The problem is that it is protecting you from discomfort and, in the process, keeping you away from growth. So you have a choice: short-term comfort with long-term discomfort, or short-term discomfort with long-term comfort. Avoiding the gym today feels good, but in 10 years, your body may hurt more. Avoiding the hard conversation today feels peaceful, but over time, resentment and distance grow. Avoiding learning today feels easy, but in the future, you feel stuck and less free. Choosing discomfort now is like paying a small price today to avoid a big price tomorrow. Let us look at some areas where this shows up. First area, discomfort in growth. Anytime you learn something new, you must pass through a phase of feeling clumsy. Your pronunciation is strange. Your accent is strong. Your code does not work. Your drawings look bad. Your first videos are awkward. Many people interpret this discomfort as proof. I am not good at this. This is not for me. So they stop. But the discomfort of being a beginner is not proof that you are incapable. It is proof that you are on the road. Think about how children learn to walk. They fall again and again. Nobody tells them, maybe walking is not for you. We understand that falling is part of walking. The same is true for skills. Feeling stupid at the beginning is part of becoming good later. Choosing discomfort here means allowing yourself to be a beginner, letting yourself make ugly work, speaking in a second language even when it is not perfect, asking basic questions without shame. Second area, discomfort in honesty. It is often more comfortable to tell people what they want to hear. Everything is fine. No, I am not upset. Yes, I can do that, even when you cannot. But every time you choose this easy comfort, you create future discomfort. Confusion, misunderstandings, resentment, burnout. Honest conversations are uncomfortable. Saying, this bothered me. I do not agree. I cannot take this on right now. I made a mistake. I have changed my mind. Your heart beats faster. You imagine the worst reaction. You replay the conversation in your head. But avoiding the discomfort of honesty usually means living with the discomfort of inauthenticity. Choosing discomfort here means being willing to feel nervous for a few minutes to protect your peace for months or years. Third area, discomfort in discipline. Discipline often feels like a small daily discomfort. Going to bed instead of watching one more episode. Preparing your food instead of ordering fast food again. Starting your work instead of procrastinating. Leaving your phone in another room. Your brain says, it is such a small thing. Why be uncomfortable? Just enjoy. But discipline is not punishment. Discipline is choosing what you want most over what you want now. The discomfort of discipline is usually short. 10 minutes of resistance before you begin. A little hunger before a healthy meal. Some friction before exercise. The comfort that comes later is deeper. Feeling healthier in your body. Trusting yourself more. Being proud of your consistency. Choosing discomfort here means accepting that small daily frictions are the price of a calmer, more powerful future. Fourth area, discomfort in identity. Sometimes you have an identity that feels safe, but small. I am the shy one. I am the funny but unserious one. I am the one who never finishes anything. I am the one who always helps and never asks. These identities can become cages. If you try to act differently, people might be surprised. Why are you so serious? Why are you saying no now? Since when do you go to the gym? You have changed. There is discomfort in changing your identity because others are used to the old version of you. You may be afraid of losing approval, but staying in a false identity is also deeply uncomfortable in a quiet way. Choosing discomfort here means allowing people to be surprised, allowing some relationships to change, allowing yourself to outgrow an old version of you. Your life belongs to you, not to their expectations. Now, how do you actually start choosing constructive discomfort without burning yourself out? We need strategy. Step 1. Notice where you are paying the comfort tax. Ask yourself, in which area of my life am I constantly choosing short-term comfort and paying for it later? It could be health, finances, relationships, work, learning. For example, I avoid checking my bank account, but then I'm always stressed. I avoid saying no, but then I feel used and exhausted. I avoid studying, but then I feel insecure and limited. Write down 3 sentences that start with, by avoiding this discomfort now, I am creating this bigger discomfort later. You will see your patterns more clearly. Step 2. Choose one strategic discomfort. Do not try to become a warrior in all areas at once. Pick one kind of discomfort that would bring big benefits if you faced it. For example, having one difficult conversation, starting a realistic workout schedule, working on your finances for 1 hour a week, speaking in English with someone once a week, saying no to one thing that drains you. Choose one. Step 3. Shrink the discomfort into a clear action. Your brain fears big, vague things. Fix my life. Transform my health. Become fluent. Instead, turn your chosen discomfort into something very specific. For example, call my friend and tell them what I felt in that situation. Walk for 15 minutes every day for the next week. Spend 30 minutes on Sunday looking at my expenses. Record a 5-minute audio in English talking about my day. Say no the next time this person asks me for something I do not want to do. Specific discomfort is less scary than vague discomfort. Step 4. Use the 1-minute window. When you decide to do something uncomfortable, there is a short window before your brain starts negotiating. I will do it later. Now is not a good time. I am not ready. So when you notice the intention, I should send that message. Do something in the next minute. Open the chat. Write the first sentence. Dial the number. Put your shoes on. Open the document. You do not need to finish in 1 minute. You just need to start before your fear creates a story. Action creates momentum. Step 5. Expect the emotional noise. When you choose discomfort on purpose, you will feel things. Fear, doubt, shame, imposter syndrome. Your mind will say, "Who do you think you are?" This will go wrong. You will look stupid. This is normal. This is not a sign to stop. You can respond with, I hear you. You are trying to protect me, but we are safe enough to do this. And then continue. You do not need your fear to disappear before you act. You only need to stop letting it decide. Step 6. Reward the choice, not only the result. If you only celebrate when everything goes perfectly, you will give up quickly. Sometimes you will choose discomfort and the result will be messy. The conversation will be awkward. The workout will feel bad. The project will fail. The video will get few views. But you still did something powerful. You proved to yourself that you can feel discomfort and survive. So after each intentional discomfort, say to yourself, I am proud that I did this, regardless of the outcome. Maybe even write it down. I did this uncomfortable thing today. Over time, you build a new identity. I am someone who can handle discomfort in service of what matters. Step 7. Do not confuse rest with avoidance. Choosing discomfort does not mean living in constant exhaustion. Rest is not the enemy of growth. Rest is part of growth. Sometimes you genuinely need to sleep, to play, to do nothing. The key is honesty. Ask yourself, am I resting or am I hiding? Rest gives you energy and clarity. Avoidance gives you guilt and anxiety. If you rest and feel more grounded, good. If you rest and feel more stressed later, maybe you are avoiding. Now there is a deeper side to choosing discomfort. It is not only about goals and success, it is also about who you become. When you regularly walk into constructive discomfort, you develop courage, self-trust, resilience, humility, compassion for others who struggle. You stop being so fragile. If everything in your life is always comfortable, you may feel safe, but you also feel small. Like a muscle that is never used, you become weak. Discomfort is the gym of the soul, not constant pain, but regular training. To finish, let us imagine two versions of you. Version 1. Always chooses comfort. Avoids the conversation, avoids the gym, avoids learning, avoids saying no, avoids looking at the bank account, avoids facing themselves. On the outside, they look calm. On the inside, they are full of silent regrets. Version 2. Gradually learns to choose discomfort. Still feels fear, still feels doubt, still procrastinates sometimes. But more and more, they speak when it matters, take care of their body, try new things, protect their time, look at reality in the eyes. Which version will feel more alive in 5 years? Which version will have more freedom? Which version will look back and think, I am glad I tried, instead of, I wish I had? You do not need to transform overnight. You only need to start shifting your default from automatic comfort to conscious comfort and conscious discomfort. One honest conversation, one difficult decision, one brave attempt, one step into the unknown. Choose these small discomforts again and again, and you will quietly build a life that you are actually proud to live. Thank you very much for watching.